Venus
by Angeli, Angie, and Harvick.
Galileo was the first person to observe Venus with the use of his telescope in 1610. He also noticed that Venus, like our moon, went through phases. In 1962, NASA's Mariner 2 visited Venus to capture images and other data. Most of the planet's atmosphere is composed of 96% of carbon dioxide, 3.5% of nitrogen, and less than 1% of carbon monoxide, argon gas, sulfur dioxide, and water vapor. The atmosphere is too thick for our radars to penetrate through and record data. Venus has no moons, nor does it have any satellites. Venus is a terrestrial planet like Earth. The surface is very rocky and extremely dry. During its evolution, all of the water evaporated quickly because of the sun's heat. Venus also has a mantle and a core like Earth.
On the planet Venus, a year is equivalent to 225 Earth days, 5,400 hours, or 19,440,000 seconds. The length of a day is 243 Earth days, which means it takes more than a year for Venus to rotate around its own axis. Venus has the longest day out of all the planets in the solar system. The surface temperature is higher than 880 degrees Fahrenheit, or 470 degrees Celsius. It has a higher average temperature compared to the other planets. It's the hottest planet in our solar system. The atmosphere mainly consists of CO2. The temperature is so high on Venus because the atmosphere is thick enough to trap the sun's heat, sort of like a super greenhouse gas effect. The density of Venus is 5.204 grams per centimeters cubed. It is less dense than both Earth and Mercury. The surface gravity of Venus is 90% of what you experience on Earth. The mass of Venus is 4.87 times 10 to the 24 kilograms, which is 82% of Earth's mass.
Venus, in its closest distance, called perihelion, is 66.7 million miles away from the Sun. At its farthest distance, known as its aphelion, it's 67.7 million miles away from the Sun. The diameter of Venus is 12,100 kilometers, which actually makes up 95% of the diameter of the Earth. Spacecrafts that have observed this planet was the American Mariner 2, which flew past Venus in 1962. The following failed attempts were made later by the Soviet Union and the US. Venus is one of the only planets that rotates east to west. The only other planet that does this is Uranus. Sometimes it's called Earth's sister planet because of its similarity in size. It's composed of 3 layers: the crust, mantle, and core. Venus has an unusual feature called pancake volcanoes. Venus has the most volcanoes compared to any other planet in the solar system. Over 1,600 major volcanoes or volcanic features are known, and there are many smaller, lesser-known volcanoes. No one has yet encountered them all, but it is assumed that there's over 100,000 volcanoes.